So let us quickly see what are all the steps that are involved in balancing a chemical equation, taking one equation as an example. So let us see the steps. So how many steps are there altogether in writing a balanced chemical equation? There are 7 steps. Okay. So what are all those? Here there are 7 steps for balancing this particular equation. So let us see what are all those. First, draw boxes. What does this indicate? Where to draw boxes? We have to draw boxes around each of the formula. Okay. So you have the equation there. So this is our equation, Fe3O4 plus H2 is the equation. So when we have to draw boxes, what does it indicate? We have to draw boxes around each of the formula like this without disturbing any of the formula or anything. So just draw the boxes. This is the first step what we do. Followed by that, we have the second step wherein we have to list the number of atoms. Okay, what atoms we have to list? We have to list the number of atoms under the reactants and also the product side. So first we will write down the elements on the, so total what are all the elements? First we need to list them. So we have iron is one element. Okay, we have, hydrogen is another element, oxygen. These are the 3 elements that are there overall in our equation. So let us write down how many atoms of these are present initially, okay, that is in the reactants, and how many of them are present in the products. So iron, how many are there? 1 on the reactant side. On the product side, 3 are there, okay. Hydrogen, how many are there? There are 2 hydrogen as you can see, whereas on the product side also you have 2 hydrogen. Talking about oxygen, you have how many oxygen atoms? On the reactant side, 1 oxygen atom, whereas on the product side we have 4 oxygen atoms. So this is our second step, to list the number of atoms onto the reactant side and onto the product side. Then coming to the third step, what is our third step? We have to start balancing the equation. So when starting with the balancing of equation, first balance oxygen atoms. Why we need to balance oxygen atoms in this particular equation is, whatever may be the equation, first thing what you have to observe is, while starting with balancing part, we have to check for the compound which is having maximum number of atoms. So in this equation, in this particular equation, the compound which is having maximum number of atoms is Fe3O4. In that again, in that compound, we have to check for the element which is having maximum number of atoms. So here the element which is having maximum number of atoms is oxygen, and we will start our balancing with that particular element. So that's why we have started our balancing with oxygen atoms here. So when we start with balancing of oxygen atoms, what you have to do first, you write down the oxygen atom, you write the reactants and the products. Okay, how many they are present, the oxygen atoms, how many they are present on the reactant side and product side. Okay, and then we write the initial number. First we will write the initial number. So the initial number, as you can see, oxygen atoms, the initial number under reactants is 1. On the product side it is 4. Okay, is that clear? Next, coming to balance. Next is to balance what we should do. Next, to balance, what we are doing. So initially there is only 1 oxygen atom on the reactant side, 4 oxygen atoms are there on the product side. So to balance the oxygen atoms, what we can do, to make this 1 into 4, you can multiply 1 with 4 so that it becomes 4 on either sides. So it is so simple, the balancing is so simple. But remember that when you have multiplied your oxygen atoms here with 4, in the equation also, we should put a number here, 4, onto the reactant side. Because what we are doing on the reactant side, you are multiplying your oxygen with 4. That is, wherever oxygen is present, there you have to put a 4 in front of the formula. Okay, is that clear? Next, balance of hydrogen atoms also will be like this only. So you will write down your element, that is hydrogen, the reactant side and product side. So what is the initial number you will write down? Initial number on the reactant side, the hydrogen atoms, how many are there? So 4 into 2. 4 into 2 as you can see. So it will be 8 on the reactant side. On the product side, how many are there? 2 are there. Now to balance. Next step is you will write to balance. So to balance, what you should do, because only 2 are there onto the product side, you have to multiply this 2 with the 4. Then it becomes 8. So then it will become 8. So what you have done onto the product side, you have multiplied with 4. So onto the product side, when you multiply with 4, you put a 4 in front of hydrogen on towards the product side. Wherever you are doing multiplication, there in front of that formula you have to put that number. So with 4 you have multiplied, so put a 4 in front of hydrogen there. Okay, next, balance of iron atoms. Here also you write your iron, okay, and then the reactant side, the product side, the initial initial number of iron is 1 onto the reactant side, but on the product side how many they are? They are 3. Okay, so next, to balance, okay, what we have to do to balance, if 1 has to become 3, you will multiply 1 with 3, then it will become 3. So what has been done here? So you are multiplying reactants by 3. So you put a 3 in front of iron. Okay, 3 in front of iron. Okay, this is how actually we will proceed with the different steps. Coming to the 6th step, check the correctness of final equation. Now what is our final equation? If you write down 3Fe, okay, plus 4H2O is giving rise to Fe3O4, okay, plus it is giving rise to 4H2. So let us check whether it is all balanced or not. Okay, so when you have to check whether it is balanced or not, check the atoms whether they are all same on either side. So 3 iron are here. Do we have 3 iron here? Yes, both of them are 3 on either side. The next, 4 into 2 is 8 hydrogen. So here we have 4 into 2, that is 8 hydrogen. So this is also balanced. Now 4 oxygen atoms are there, so O4 we are writing, even this is balanced. So this is the balanced equation. Okay, this is the, so overall this is the balanced equation what you get, the balanced equation what you get. Writing symbols of physical states. See, different compounds have different physical states. What are physical states? The compounds can exist in solid form, liquid form or gaseous form. So to depict the reaction completely, sometimes specifically they may ask you to write the physical states of different compounds. So in such cases you have to be well aware of the physical states before only, because they will be deduced by the scientists in what physical state that particular compound is undergoing the reaction. So there you have to write down, suppose in this one iron is present as a solid, and here water actually is present in the steam form in this reaction. So it is written as gas here, and then we again a solid, plus hydrogen is a gas. So here mentioning the this in the brackets indicates the physical state of all these compounds, and this is how through proper steps, if at all if it is asked for 4 marks in the exam, through proper steps you have to take one example and demonstrate the balancing part, how it will be done, and finally how you are landing up with the correct balanced equation. So this is how the balancing part is done. So hope you understood. Let us solve some examples and also some questions that are at the back of your book, so that you become more confident with this topic.